Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a weekly television show called Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv, teamchicago.tv. My political website is walkwithdan.com, walkwithdan.com. I was the candidate for the 5th Congressional District in the state of Illinois. That's to go to Washington, D.C., the 5th Congressional District that takes in the north side of Chicago and out to the western suburbs. In 2012, I was a candidate. I lost to Mike Quigley. But I feel it's my time to come out here and help educate as many people as possible. When I was running, I went to a lot of different street fairs, whether it was Wicker Park, whether it was Jefferson Park. I went to these different street fairs. I talked to hundreds of different people. And I was surprised how many people are ill-educated. That's the term I'm going to use, ill-educated. They went to college, they graduated high school, smart people. But they don't know how a lot of different systems work. A lot of them don't understand the banking system. I thought everybody understood banking if you live in the United States of America, whether you have checking account, savings account. Didn't everybody open up a savings account when they were a kid? Are banks evil? No, banking is one of the reasons we are so prosperous in the United States of America because of our banking system. Are there a lot of evil bankers? Yes, there's no doubt. There's a criminal element in the banking system that should be cleaned out. But that doesn't mean the entire banking system is bad. So that's just one thing. But let me point out, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the state of Illinois. The people that run the state of Illinois have been under the solid control of the Democrats, I believe now, for over 12 years. There was a period, we should point out, we had Republican governors. We had Thompson, I think he was governor for, was it 18 years or 14 years? And we had Edgar, he had 2 terms, and then Ryan had 2 terms, I believe, and then he got caught. And one of the reasons he got caught, which I will openly say right now, when he was in charge, when he was a Secretary of State, he never fired any Democrats, and that came back to haunt him, and that's why he went to prison. So we got to ask, who controls the state of Illinois? And the state of Illinois is controlled by Mike Madigan. Let me spell this right. M-A-D-I-G-A-N, Mike. I believe he's been there for 40 years. And he's been in control for the last probably 25, 20. There was a period of time, Lee Daniels was the Speaker of the House. The Republicans controlled the House and the Senate because Pate Phillips was the President of the Senate. But right now, when we're coming to all these different crises, so you got Mike Madigan and you got Cullerton is now the President of the Senate. The Cullertons have been around forever. Since the beginning, since the incorporation of Chicago, I believe there's been a Cullerton in charge. And generation after generation, I believe they are getting dumber and dumber. Just like the restaurant industry. You see these restaurants go out of business because the kids don't want to do the work. Well, I believe that's the problem we have right now with the state of Illinois. All these fathers turning their department over to their sons. That's one reason we need to clean these people out. Believe me. This is not England. We do not believe in nobility in the United States of America. That was rejected. The idea you inherit something, a position from your father, or the firstborn, that is not part of America. Not at all. So, Madigan, though, controls everything. Now let me talk about the retirement programs in the state of Illinois. And I'm coming at this as just a regular, ordinary citizen. I haven't done any deep research into this, but I do know that the state of Illinois has been making deals after deals after deals with these different unions in the state of Illinois. First question, I'm going to put up number 1. Why unions? Why do we need unions in the state of Illinois? Generally, unions are to fight for the rights of the worker. Unions are to go after the owners of the companies. The only people a union can negotiate with is the owner of the company. Someone owns a company, someone owns a corporation, there's a board of directors. The union has to negotiate with the company. They're fighting for workers' rights, they're fighting for pay, all honorable stuff. But the state workers do not need a union. They're working for their funds. They got their Madigans. They're supporting these people. So do we really need unions? Even FDR, and you know I don't agree with FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, on anything. FDR even said there should not be public service unions. And here is the big conflict. You got a union giving money, supporting Madigan, cash. Okay? Then you got Madigan making deals with the union. In the real world, this is criminal. 100% criminal. Unions can only negotiate with the owners. The only way there could be unions in Illinois, unions in any state, is every 4 years they come up with a union contract, and we, the people that own the state of Illinois, the people that own the United States of America, we the people, they got to negotiate with us. Now they'll turn around and say, well, their representative is Mike Madigan, their representative is Cullerton, but they're also giving money to these people. The minute Madigan accepts a penny from any union, he has to not be involved with the negotiations. Every single person in the state of Illinois that has accepted money from a union cannot be in the negotiations. Number one. Period. Amen. If you've accepted money from unions, you cannot be in a negotiation. That is a criminal offense as far as I'm concerned, looking at it as an outside regular person. Number two, these deals that Mike Madigan has been making with the unions, these are supposed to be his buddies, and he's been making deals that either he is too stupid to know that never will the state of Illinois have enough money to finance them. Never was the money put aside that they did make the deals for. So I think as someone like Mike Madigan that went to graduate from the University of Notre Dame, don't you think Notre Dame should be shamed? Don't you think they should call up Mike Madigan and say, send our degree back? I mean, was he that dumb that he could not figure out, given all these deals, all these sweetheart deals, that there was not enough money in the state of Illinois? Does anybody know mathematics? Does anybody sit down with a calculator and figure this out? If you're giving away more money than the union or the state puts into a fund, that's criminal. So when Madigan was making the deals, he was really ripping off his friends. He was promising, you give me money for my campaigns, you give me money and I will control the state of Illinois. I will make sure all the representatives that get elected have to come through me. These are the deals that Madigan has made. And he's telling his union buddies, I'll take care of you. But he knows either he's ignorant or he's a liar. Plain and simple. Madigan, Cullerton, Quinn, name your representative. Lane, which one? Which one has been pushing for the bigger union contracts, knowing they knew that the money was not there? They are criminal. There's no doubt about it. Now, that whatever they may say to get out of their criminal liability, it was a criminal action for them to promise these union people these pensions, these high pensions, in exchange for them contributing money. This roundabout way, and the trouble is, we have a media in the state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, that is not interested in any of this. I'll give you one quick example about Mike Madigan, which I know is a criminal organization, and what he is doing, which is totally criminal, and nobody investigates. I was reading in Chicago Magazine that Mike Madigan spent, I'm pretty sure this was the figure I seen, 920,000. Almost $1 million on tickets. Was I wrong? Am I wrong? You want to go to my website? You want to go to my email, teamdan45? Tell me I'm wrong. I think that was the figure I seen. $920,000 Madigan spent on sports tickets. Is he using that to launder money? Or are there average ticket $20, $30? Is there 50,000 people that have benefited from his tickets that have gone to Cubs games, Sox games, Bulls games, White Sox games, Bears games? Or is he using these tickets, putting them into a ticket salesman, and turning them into cash? Taking campaign money and turning it into cash. Where's the investigation? Carol Marine, Ron Majors, any of the ones at the Tribune, Sun-Times, any people out there that are in the media? Has anybody investigated this figure of Mike Madigan? So the two issues I want to push, Mike Madigan and Cullerton, they both. And Cullerton is anything we do to fight against these corrupt, irresponsible pensions, they said are unconstitutional, because when they put together the Constitution, they put in the Illinois Constitution that no retirement deals can be changed. You figure that one out. So, who owns the state of Illinois is question number one. The state of Illinois owned by A, the people, or two, by the Democrats. And can they negotiate, can the Democrats negotiate with the unions? And the other thing, and I'm just going to bring this up real quickly as we come to the end, where did this retirement at 55 come from? A school teacher? You know, this whole 55 or early out 50, 55 was for firemen and policemen because their life is on the line. Now, all of a sudden, in the last 20 years, it's like everybody's retiring at 55. Even though people are living longer. People are living into their 70s and the 80s and into the 90s. In fact, the one thing I thought Ronald Reagan did, which was the greatest, was raise the age for Social Security because people are living longer. I'm one of the guys that's in that position. I cannot retire till I'm 67. Do I complain? No. Because I know when the deal was put together in 34 with Social Security, the average white man died at 55. The average black man died at 45. Men were not living to be 80 and 90. Women weren't living to be 100. There has to be some rationale. That's all I'm asking for. So remember this. Madigan, Cullerton, remember them two names. They run the state of Illinois because Quinn is inept. They're running the state of Illinois. They defrauded their buddies, their friends in the unions, promising them pensions they knew the money would never be there. So who got the fraud? You, members of the unions. It was your buddies, it was your Madigans, it was your Cullertons that screwed you. Remember that, because they made promises they knew. Either, got an either or here. Either they knew that the money would never be there and they were stupid, or they knew the money was never going to be there and they just lied to you. That's the decision here. Again, I'm Dan Schmitt. My website is Dan Schmitt. TeamChicago.tv is my motorcycle one. WalkWithDan.com is my political one. My email, if you want to comment on this clip, my email is teamdan45@gmail.com. And for you out there who do not live in the state of Illinois, pay attention. There may be politicians that are selling you right down the river. Thanks for watching.